Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video. I've had a lot of people ask me why I started this business with ADHD, and I can tell you in one word, and that is frustration. I am a provider and I've worked the last 13 years in internal medicine, which I absolutely love, but I really have a huge passion in ADHD. I have had a lot of experience with it. I was diagnosed with ADHD in my late 30s and have dealt with it my entire life. And I have two amazing boys who have ADHD and have dealt with all of the things that go with that as well. But the frustration piece where that comes in is just not knowing enough and getting enough information from primary care and really not being heard or seen. I think that is a huge problem. There's just a lot of information that's inaccurate about ADHD. There is a lot of negativity and almost just misunderstanding. A lot of people thinking, well, it's not real. People are just lazy. People are just trying to make excuses for their kids. And quite frankly, it just really makes me angry. And so my way of fixing the problem is becoming a specialist in this. And when I started out my journey about 6 years ago, I had absolutely no intention of doing this. I just wanted to know as much as I possibly could for myself and for my kiddos. And I thought I had a really good understanding of what ADHD was all about, but I just really only skimmed the surface. In school, becoming a nurse practitioner, I had so much more to learn and really had to do that all by myself. Now I have amazing primary care provider and amazing pediatrician. It's not their fault. The medical field and the way things are, there's just no time to really sit with patients and discuss all the things, not just medication management, but what kind of things are you struggling with? Here are the resources that it can help you with. Here are your options as far as medications. Here are your options as far as non-medications. Here's all the different resources that will help you or your child in school. All of these things I just really had to figure out on my own. So I think it's just so important to have a specialist to be able to sit down with you and address all of these issues so that you're not so overwhelmed and trying to do it all by yourself and not knowing who to turn to or what resources are legitimate. I think that is a major issue as well. I have a lot of experience as far as dealing with therapists, dealing with psychiatrists. They're great, but I've had a lot of negative experiences too. And again, part of my frustration is just all the piecemealing medicine that we do. You go to one person and they do one thing, and then they refer you to another person to do another thing, and so on. So I've sat in a psychiatrist's office before and talked about ADHD and got medicine and had 15 minutes left in my $600, first patient visit and asked for more education. I could tell that they were ready to wrap things up, and they said, no problem. I have somebody else in the office that can do that. And I can't tell you how frustrating that is. I want everything that I can get out of every single appointment that I have. I think that's important. So, I've dealt with all those frustrations. As far as the school system goes, I've dealt with 504s, I've dealt with IEPs with my own kids. And again, I really didn't understand what that meant until I had years of experience with it and understood my rights and understood what my kids needed, but also what they didn't need. Again, it's just really hard to figure out, okay, everything sounds good, but what is, specific to your child, what they need. I have experience in all of this and can really help. And unfortunately, I have experience too with the negative issues with ADHD as far as, social issues, isolation, both with kiddos and with parents. It can be really, really hard. I've had parents tell me, I love my child so much, but it's so hard because I look at other people and their lives seem so perfect, or it seems so easy. And I wish I had that. I love my kids so much, but I just wish it was easier. And it isolates you. I understand all of this, and I really wanted to start a practice where I could just tackle every single one of these issues. And I'm so lucky to be in a therapy office where I can also refer for things that I'm not qualified for, because none of us can do everything. But I think it's super important to do more screening as far as developmental issues, learning disabilities. I think it's huge to do more education. Parents, it's so important for you to truly understand when you're helping your kiddos, understanding ADHD and everything that goes with it. I think that there has to be more grace. We all make mistakes, and ADHDers, we might make a few more mistakes, but we really need the grace, and we really need the support. And there's so many amazing things that come from ADHD as well, as far as being more creative, being more passionate, resilient people. Entrepreneurship is huge with ADHDers. There's so many great things that can come out of this, but you just really need to know, like everything, what are the things about me that I need a little help with, and what are the things that are amazing about me that I just really need to guide myself to be able to be as successful as possible. So I'd love to help you. I'd love to help your children. I personally treat 13 years and up. I can cognitively screen any child, 3rd grade to 21, even if they're not ADHD. I think it's very, very helpful school-wise to know what your child's strengths are cognitively and what their weaknesses are. But go ahead and check me out and look at my website and the services that I offer. If you have any questions, email me. I am very responsive, and I hope I can help you and your family. Thanks.